Breaking up, making a mess of an all good life. And now that you're gone, I'm thinking about old times. I've waited so long for this to be over.
Fourth time together.
Cayenne. The first thing you'll notice if you get in this car is like the 19 inspired steering wheel. It's all the same, but out of nowhere you see nothing on the mid console. Well, that's because all the buttons are now digital. So the next thing that's really remarkable is the like Panamera inspired mid console. The Cayenne that you were used to, which was like the big air vents right here, they're all gone. It's now one big GPS touchscreen, I believe. So if you go further on, here you have your hazards. Here is the button for the volume of the radio, of course, and here is the power on and off button from the screen, but fortunately it doesn't work right now. And then you have these buttons, I don't know which they are for, and then you have the old button setup that's now invisible because the car isn't turned on. So here you have your gear knob, and then you have your electronic handbrake and a little Cayenne logo over here, and here a little cubby to store some coins or whatever. And so I think that it's really handy with Porsche because you can put two cups in here. It's like when you go to McDonald's, you know, your wifey can have a Coke and you can have, I don't know, a beer or something. And here's a cigarette lighter to charge off your smartphone or something. And here is another not so small cubby. So here you can wirelessly charge your smartphone and store some other stuff. And this is also really handy, the two USB chargers. So next up we have the quite big air vents from the old Cayenne, and we of course have the lovely Sport Chrono package, and that includes this little boy, which you probably all are familiar with. And then we have these. I love these. These are the new design for the Cayenne wing mirrors. I absolutely love these. So then we have, I don't know, like a creamy interior in this car. It's not my favorite, but I'll show you some other specs in a minute, which is that one. And here we are in the other spec. So first let's take a closer look at this beautiful steering wheel. And I want to start off with this bad boy. So this is inspired from the 918. It's basically a switch to select your different driving modes. So first you have drive, that's like the most comfortable mode there is. It'll not get you the immensely fast 0 to 60 times, but it'll give you some good comfort. So next up we have the sport mode, so that'll basically give you a nicer exhaust tone. It'll give you a bit more speed as well. So then we have Sport Plus. This is in the Carrera. It's like a track focused mode, but in the Cayenne it's more like, you know, you can't call it track focused mode because this car isn't specifically made for the track. But what you can call it is the super fast mode, because if you turn the car into this mode, it'll really push you back into the seat. So then we have, I think, my favorite mode, and that is individual. So with individual you can configure your own driving mode. So let's say, for example, you want the comfort of drive and you want the speed of Sport Plus. Or you want the sound of Sport and you want the suspension of Sport Plus. Well, that's all possible with individual mode, because you can configure all of that. Now, with that said, you have this button. And what that does is it gives you, for 20 seconds long, all the power that the engine is capable of. So it'll spool the turbos up, and you'll be ready to go, or you'll be ready to own somebody at the red lights. So here you have your window controls and also your trunk controls. Now I'm not gonna touch those because otherwise the trunk is going to pop open, and that's not what we want at this time. So here you can control all 4 of your windows, and here you can control your wing mirrors, and you can lock the rear windows up from opening and closing. For example, if you have kids or something, that's a really handy function. So here you can control the left and the right wing mirrors with these controls. This car is packed with some really nice seats, as you can see. I think these seats are ventilated because of the little dots, as you can see, that are in the seats. And in the rear, as you can see, there are some really comfortable seats. I'll go there in a minute. And the braking pedals, as you're all used to from Porsche, they have a really nice finish. And when you press the pedals, it gives you a really premium feel. So here are the controls for your lights. If you've ever driven a Porsche, you'll probably know what all this means. If you've driven any other car, you'll also know what it means. I'm not gonna touch on that. Just like in the other car, here you have your really big Navi screen. You know, the whole dash is inspired by the new Panamera. And you have this beautiful digitally controlled mid-console. When the car is turned off, it almost looks like there's only this massive gear knob, and for the rest there's nothing else. So that's really cool, I think. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this new design, because, you know, I think it's really cool, I think. And as we were used to in the previous Cayenne, these handles can handle some pressure. So what we're having more on the steering wheel are these lovely 2 pedals. Just one thing I want to get to is these pedals feel really premium when you touch them. So you have, just like on the newly designed mid-console, the volume up and down button, and if you want to mute a call when someone's calling you in your Cayenne, you can do that by pressing this button. And this is the return button for your new really big Navi screen. And then there's this, I suppose this is for scrolling through the menu on your dash. And then we come over to this side, and this is to hang up a call or to answer a call. And this is also to return on this screen, I suppose. And this is, I don't know what this is, but I'll get to you with that later if I know what it is. And then this little ball is also to scroll between your options on the dash. And as I already touched upon in the previous car, I absolutely love these new designed wing mirrors in the Cayenne. And especially with the all black finish, apart from the little plastic thingy there, but I think with the turbo that is removed, correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, overall it has a really nice and premium finish, this car. As I've said to you earlier, I was going to hop into the back of a Cayenne, but I thought this one was pretty funny because this has a baby seat in the back. So this is a perfect example. If you want to take your kids in your brand new Cayenne, it's all possible. So I'm about 1.70 m and I can fit perfectly in here. So here I have my tripod, by the way, and that's also perfectly possible. So back here you're also having a little cubby, and that's also to store some drinks. So if your baby wants to have some milk, and for example I want to have a Coke, that's all possible because of this beautifully designed cubby. Close that back up and let's go to the outside of the car. So this one is also having the optional stitching, and I think it looks really good on the car, especially because the color of the stitching matches with the color of the interior leather. So yeah, that's also pretty nice. So this car has the optional soft close doors, so I'll demonstrate to you. When you let it fall, it automatically closes, so that's pretty cool, I think. So I came outside for a bit because I think this car looks pretty damn cool in the, you know, like grass environment. So first let's start off with the rims. This car isn't finished with really big ones, but I think this will give you more driving comfort on a daily basis. So this car is also finished with the chrome surroundings and also with the chrome roof rails, as you can see. So if we come around to the back, we'll just start off with the design and then I'll go on to the like tacky stuff with that the car is lower than the previous one. And as you can see, this is the Cayenne S model. I don't know if the diesel ones will also have the 4 exhaust pipes, but I'll need to find it out later on. And it has this real nice rear diffuser, as you can see. And what I really love is this digital LED strip, I think, that goes all the way through to the other side of the braking lights. So one of the new high-tech additions to the car are these matrix beam LED headlights, and I think they look pretty damn cool, as you can see, because on the inside they are finished in this like matte black color, I think, and that matches really good with a black car. For example, if you pick a white car, this black bit would really bump out, and I think that's also a cool looking car that you have then. What I think is especially really remarkable with the new Cayenne is that with all the new designs of the grills and the side steps and the rear diffuser, the Cayenne will have an even better road presence than the previous MK2 model. So now that we are back inside, I want to touch upon the fact that the car's overall length has increased with 63 millimeters and that the roof has come down with 9 millimeters. So if we come around to the front, you can see that the horizontal lines on the front end, coupled with the car being 9 millimeters lower, really gives the new MK3 model a wider looking stance. What will surprise you even more is that this car is on the same wheelbase as the MK2 model. And if we come around to the trunk, you can see that with the overall increase of 63 millimeters of the length of the car also gives you 100 liters of extra boot space and 770 liters boot space with the 5-seat mode. So actually that's really quite impressive. So let's close that back up and hop into the baby seat. No, I'm just kidding. So apart from all the bad jokes I'm making, this is actually a pretty cool looking car, and I definitely think Porsche did a really good job at increasing the like premium feel over the previous Cayenne, if that already wasn't enough for you. So what I just want to touch up once more is that the quality stitching here is in a really premium finish, and that here you have the seat memory. That's also on the other side, but I forgot to touch up on that. So here you have the unlock and lock button for all 4 doors of the car, and here you have a memory set button, and here you have your 3 memory slots. So for example, your wife wants to have memory slot 1, and then you as driver wants to have the memory seat 2. that's also possible just by correcting the position of the seat and then pressing on set and then pressing 2. Your son or one of your kids wants to sit in front and wants to have memory seat 3. So let's now go outside the car and end this video. So I'll just round this review up here, but there's one thing left that I wanted to show you, and that is the black finish in the new LED lights combined with the white paint job. So this was a really nice event by Porsche Centre Mechelen, and these are some really nice cars that Porsche just brought out. So I want to thank the guys that work here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and by the way, this white color is called blank. Just for those of you wondering, yes, a panoramic roof is available in the new Cayenne, which is pretty cool. And this is what it looks like with a pretty basic spec, so you'll not get the quilted stitching in the dashboard, as well as the Sport Chrono package. So yeah, and oh, by the way, if you're not getting the Sport Chrono, then you're also not getting the driving select mold knob right here. You know, I've showed you it previously in the video. So without further ado, let's sign out this video, and now for real, bye and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Yes, the diesel model has the 2 big exhaust pipes, for those of you who were wondering.